Hey everyone, Dan Toman here. So today we're going to talk about a housekeeping, maintenance, and rooms operations topic. But in reality, this also very much impacts the front office as well as management in general. It's a topic that some folks simply don't like to discuss. But in my eyes, it's a topic that is never going to go away. If your property has not experienced this yet, it's not a matter of if you'll experience it, it's a matter of when. It's just the world we live in these days, folks. It's bed bugs. You knew I was going there. Some of you probably suspected it. So, our friends the bed bugs, otherwise referred to as BBs. Folks who know me know that that's what I refer to them as, just so that it's kept a little bit more, I don't know, quiet. I don't know. Anyhow, we're going to talk about it. And reasons for that, training and knowledge really are key. Accepting the fact that these things are always going to be present in this world, they're not going to go away, and it's best to be educated, to accept the fact that they could be present at any time, they could rear their little faces at any time, and become knowledgeable and really train our teams on what to look for, how to react with guests, how to react to the situation in general, and some ways that we can work towards preventing the situation, okay? First thing to keep in mind is that BBs are not an indication of a dirty hotel. BBs can be brought in by about anyone. A very well-to-do traveler can bring in BBs into your hotel. For purposes of this video, I'm going to keep referring to them as BBs. Okay? So anyhow, anyone can bring them into your hotel and have zero knowledge of it. They are in fact hitchhikers. Okay? Think about when your luggage is in the cargo hold of an airplane. Let's just take a moment and talk about this, because it's going to put it into perspective just a little bit for you. Okay? A typical plane is going to hold anywhere between, I don't know, if you're on one of them little guys, 10 people up to a couple hundred people, depending on the size of the plane. Your luggage is right up against luggage where everyone else from all these different hotels and different areas, different communities, different hotels, so on and so forth, different classes of hotels, I could go on and on and on, rubbed up against luggage from different airplanes. Gosh, the sky's the limit. No pun intended. But anyhow, think about this luggage hold of an airplane. You've got hundreds and hundreds of suitcases that are all rubbed up against each other. You may have checked your hotel over that you stayed in really, really, really well, but your other people on that plane, you have no idea if they did also. So you don't know if the room that they were in may have had something in it that they didn't find. I mean, personally, I check over every hotel room that I stay in immediately. But you just don't know, is the fact of the matter, folks. Okay? So you don't know where the luggage was that now is right up against your luggage that could have a hitchhiker on it. All right? So traveler that walks into your hotel just got off an airplane. His bag could have a hitchhiker on it. He's got no idea. He walks in, goes to his room, checks his room, sees no evidence of anything, if he even checks his room, but the hitchhiker just jumped off into your hotel room. Okay? This guy may have been a double, triple platinum Marriott member with no knowledge of the hitchhiker that jumped on his suitcase. And here we go. All right? Nothing you can do about it. Like I say, it really makes no difference on what your hotel is, on how clean your hotel is, and this type of thing. These things can happen. You've got no way to prevent it. So, training and education is crucial with this situation. Be sure that the housekeeping staff knows what to look for. They are the first impression with this, or they are the first eyes on this situation, okay? So the first places you're going to look clearly is the bedding. Up along the headboard, Inspect those headboards close. Usually you'll see some kind of evidence along the headboard. Also along the piping of the mattress, so that seam around the edge of your mattress and of your box spring, where there's that little tiny flap of fabric that goes around. This is clearly applicable if you do not already have the encasement on your mattress that fully encases the mattress. I'm not talking about a mattress pad. I'm not talking even about a mattress pad with those spandex covers that go around the side, but the bottom of the mattress is still not completely sealed and encased. I'm talking about those big boot things that completely encase your mattress. Those usually are moisture and bed bug proof, okay? Usually. But you may have one that is not bed bug proof, but so on and so forth, okay? There's different ones out there. You want to check in with the specifications if you have yours and be sure that they were in fact bed bug proof, okay? But they can still get tears in them and things like that, all right? So it's not a guarantee of anything. It's simply another preventative measures, all those are. Not a guarantee. Plus you may have it on the mattress but not on the box spring. So now you've got your box spring that can have these little guys going in and making a homestead, okay? So anyhow, housekeeping's got to keep their eyes open. Big kicker, if housekeeping notices anything weird, please ensure that if you are a room attendant, you tell your supervisor immediately, okay? Don't just tell them in passing. Don't just tell them the next time you see them. Make it a point to tell them right away, okay? Next thing, do not remove anything from that room. Leave the bedding where it's at, leave the garbage where it's at, and exit the room, okay? And close the door and tell your inspector or your manager right away, okay? Another set of eyes is always key with this situation. What I mean by that is these little guys have different appearances at different stages in their life cycle, at different stage in their eating cycle, and if they are males or females, all right? They look very different based on these different pieces of their life cycle and their characteristics, okay? So different set of eyes on this, and actually housekeeping managers should take the time to really educate their team on these appearances, what to look for, and that's why we're doing this video right now, to give just an introduction of some basics, okay? Any kind of spotting along the headboard, any kind of odd spotting on pillows, any kind of odd spotting near that seam area with the, like I said, the piping with a little flap of fabric on the mattress and the box spring, any kind of odd spotting or anything there is very much an indication of a potential issue on our hands, okay? So like I said, training and knowledge is key. Training at the front desk is key as well on how to react to a potential situation with this. Above all, remain calm and try to separate the guest maybe to another area of the lobby, away from other guests, because different guests react to this situation in different ways. And you know, it's a sensitive topic for us to talk about. It's a sensitive topic for a guest to experience as well. So whenever we've got a situation with a guest on our hands that is a sensitive topic, that's kind of one of those ucky topics, you know, if you approach it in a calm manner, in an understanding manner with that guest, in a really empathetic manner, but keeping it calm, you'll tend to de-escalate them, okay? If you act like this is a big problem, the guest will as well. People will emulate your own response, okay? This is very important. These are probably the most important things at the front desk, really with any service recovery situation. You're going to be empathetic and understanding, but you're also going to remain calm, okay? Because what we want to do is we want to get the rectify for a solution here, okay? So anyhow, do not panic. This is nothing to panic about. It's something to find a solution for, okay? All right, so Like I said, any hotel can have this situation. For a preventative maintenance process for our maintenance crews, if you handle this situation in-house with a heat treatment process, it's important that you really train your team and yourself on how to use that equipment properly. It's not just a matter of throwing the heater in the room and walking away and it'll do its job. There's a very defined process to make that system effective, okay? Many hotels are going to use a pest control situation. That does draw the process out considerably more, but if you're not properly trained on how to use a heat treatment system to rectify this, you're probably best to go ahead and use a professional pest control company. However, if you have purchased the heat treatment process, the equipment, and you've gotten the actual training on how to use the equipment properly, there's a very specific way you have to move furniture in a room. You have to get the different surfaces of everything very exposed a proper way. The air has to be circulating a certain way in the room for a certain amount of time. You've got to get the core of the mattress to the set temperature for the right sustained period of time, and that also ensures that your baseboards have gotten the temperature for the right amount of time as well. If any one of these pieces is not done properly, the whole system does not work. So like I said, if you're not confident, not properly trained in this, you're always best to go with a professional pest control company to handle this and do what they say, okay? As far as that preventative maintenance process, also, I highly recommend using Bear Temprid from Bear Chemical. The chemical is called Temprid. It's in a concentrate. This is a great preventative process. This is actually a professional product. A great preventative process to use twice a year during your preventative maintenance procedure at your hotel. You're going to spray the base trim around every room. You're going to spray along the headboards. It does not stain anything. It does not stain your carpet. It does not stain your furniture. It does not stain your wall covering. And it does not have a smell that humans smell. So pretty much right when you're done spraying, the room can be used. Anyhow, spray the baseboard, the perimeter of the room, along the headboards, around the bed bases. If you don't have the mattress encasement, spray that piping seam around the top of the mattress and the box spring as well. It's not going to hurt your mattress at all, folks. You're going to spray your corridor bases as well in your guest room corridors. You're going to spray your laundry room perimeter, and you're going to spray the area where any dirty linen is kept, used linen. This product has a 6-month residual kill, okay? So any eggs or babies or adults that come into contact with where you have sprayed this will die and not reproduce. It's a good preventative. It is not a catch-all. It's another preventative procedure, okay? All right. So that being said, be sure that your team and everyone on the team is educated in this, what to look for and how to handle it and how to react. Knowledge is key in this situation. A professional and rapid response is really the key to success, along with proper education and knowledge. All right? It's a topic we don't like to talk about, everyone, but it's a topic that we just simply must. All right? Sorry I had to do that to you, but I appreciate your time. You have a good evening. Thanks so much.